changed different now, got the cheat code. Lateasha just watching, you ain't got the cheat code. Can't stay the same, yeah, you gotta switch it up. Can't stay the same, yeah, you gotta switch it up. Game changed different now, got the cheat code.
Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Goddess Giselle. I'm so excited to kick off this brand new podcast, brand new YouTube channel where I'm going to be sharing the voices of women in our community that are really making an impact. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right in. And again, if you're new here, which you are, because I literally just started this channel, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, okay? So first of all, I just want to get into the guest of the hour. Shout out to you. Lateasha Lunceford is in the building.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, hey, also known as Sweet Tea, okay?
Yes.
So Lateasha, if you want to just give the audience your name, where you're from, what you do, and how they might know you.
Well, my name is Leticia, and I'm known as Sweet Tea. I'm on the show currently. I'm married to medicine. This is my first season, and I'm originally from Texas. I'm a veteran. I'm a wife. I'm also a 9-to-5 worker. I work for the government, and I'm just happy to be here and share my story.
Yeah, so excited to have you here, girl. I was so happy to see you on the camera. Really, like, I'm not gonna hold you. I love Married to Medicine. I love all the marriage shows, right? Because it gives us a perspective, an insider view of what it looks like, Black love, Black marriages,
Right.
and things like that. So let's talk about what you. Okay, I saw your first episode and how you met your man. Girl, I was so hyped when I saw you on that camera. I was like, you better tell her what you want. So for people who have not seen episode 1, like, tell me how you even landed on the show, like how you met your boo and all of that.
Girl, okay, so one day I was living in DC. This is prior to moving to Atlanta, and I happened to be looking online or whatever, and then I saw that it says Dr. G got he got divorced. And I did not watch the show as much. Like, I know only enough about the shows because, most of them are, like Black people, like the not Love and Hip Hop, but Love and Hip Hop. You have Potomac and all these other shows, but I only knew of the people. I didn't watch it, but like the doctor, and I was like, why not? I'm looking for love. I'm a twin, and he's a twin. I saw that on his profile, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and slide into the DMs. So I slid into the DMs, and I just was like, hey, what's up? I can give you what you want. And this is right around the time of like the pandemic and all that, because communicating through social media was just easy. Like, if you have it and you have the resources, go and get it, go use it to your advantage. And at the time, I was on, Bumble and all these other things. And I was like, well, I got access to the men's.
Okay. There you go.
So I was just like, hey, what's up? I can get what you want. That was just like a little catcher to, get his attention. Whether he was going to respond or not, I didn't care, but he did. And, we met up. Gregory was really sweet,
So did he fly you out, or you went to DC, Atlanta? How did that first date go?
So I actually came because we had been talking on FaceTime for a little bit. So he did fly me out, and I was also visiting my family out in Lawrenceville.
Oh, gotcha.
So we met up, and we went to a restaurant together, and we just hit it off. And he was like, what really got him was when I took him by the arm and just kind of leaned into him, because he looked so sweet and he was so nice and respectful, and and I found him very attractive. And we just spent we literally spent the whole weekend together. Wow. Like, we really did. I saw my family, like, for like a day, but like for a couple of hours, but I really spent all my time. And then when I left, I was like, I think this is going to be my husband. I really felt that way. He was so respectful and loving. And I was like, I like him a lot.
Okay. So it felt kind of like not love at first sight, but definitely like y'all was vibing from day one. Like, you didn't have to.
We were vibing hard. It was really good.
Okay. So like, what advice can you give to the girls? Because sometimes girls be like, I don't know if I want to make my first shot, or I want to shoot my shot, or whatever. But I'm right there with you, Lateasha. I ain't gonna hold you. When I saw that was your angle, I was like, this girl know what she doing. Like things have changed. And I even tell a lot of my single friends, like I'm married. I've been married going on 5 years. And no cap, me and my husband met online. Okay. We initially met on MySpace back in the day. And then fast forward 10 years later, we linked up again while we was on Tinder. So we met online. So I definitely am an advocate for that. So what advice can you give to girls who might feel like, I don't do that. I just want him to find me. Cause he may or may not ever come if you just sit back so much. So what advice do you have to the girls on that?
I would say, like, I would say go after what you believe in. Like, really get out of your own head, because if a man and he's, single and all that, first of all, you want a hardworking man, okay? And that's why I went a little older. But like a pretty girl in his DMs, like that's just like, it takes away the fear of them. They're more intimidated by us, whenever we're out in the bar with our group of friends and all that, because they can be judged and all that. Girls slide them DMs and say what's up, and he gonna say what's up back. Like it's not hard, and people have to get out of their own head and realize, like, there's nothing there's nothing written where you said that you can't pursue. Like allow I say make the first move and then allow him to lead. And I think that's what he did to me. And I was just like, why not? It worked out. Like I got the ring, shoot. I got the ring. Look, I got the ring. The bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. I love that. Now, Leticia, were you a soft life girly before? Like, because you talked about how you were dating, you were online. Because, soft life era kind of came recently, we'll say since the pandemic. But pre-soft life, I know you're a veteran. I know you work. You was in DC, so I know it's a hustle and bustle. Were you prioritizing love in your life? Or did you one day just like, okay, I'm tired of hustling and I'm doing the military stuff. Like, I just want to rest. Like, what did that look like to you?
Yes, I was all for the soft life. Like one of my friends was like, because I was dating and I just wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And I actually was like watching videos and just like, what am I doing wrong? Because I really wanted love. My sister's married. She had just had a baby. And I was like, I want the same things. And I was like, I've always seen myself as being a mother and a wife, important to my family. I see myself as like the rock one day of my family. So I said, why not? Like, like why not just pursue love? And I really started to focus on that. Like I felt like I had everything that I wanted except for that. And when I met Gregory, I explained to him, I was like, hey, I'm a hard worker and all these things. However, I'm looking for someone that will allow me to be a helping hand to him, someone I can yield to, someone that can lead, because I've been doing it all on my own by myself. And I told him, I was like, I just want to pour into my family and do the things that I love to do. And whether it can be like a little side job that I'm doing with anything crafty that I love to do. I'm trying to sell some teas. And he was like, it just sounds like you need to be with me. And I was like, yes. I was like, okay.
Exactly. I love that. And I love love. Like I'm a lover girl, but it's funny because my husband is a lover boy. And so we just kind of connect on the prioritizing love and happiness, which I think is a difference when you look at generations, right? Like, do you identify as millennial, or what do you call as far as your generation is concerned?
Yes, I'm a millennial.
So. Okay, me too, girl. So I just wanted to be clear. Okay, we are represented for the millennial women. Okay?
Yes, millennial women. I know
y'all listen, and I know they'll be like, "Oh, you're too loud. You need to talk like this." I mean, yeah, but no. Okay, I gotta be real. Like we're different. Every generation is different, and believe it or not, Gen Z, they come with a whole different level of energy about everything. Right? They
are.
I think with millennials, because of how we were entered into the workforce and the real world, we really didn't have nothing but our hearts and our like feelings and emotions to like drive us, because everything's been kind of weird for us, in my opinion, ever since we kind of entered the workforce. Would you agree?
I agree, because I grew up in a 2-parent household, but like I believe like in the 90s, I'm a 90s baby, but a lot of women around that time were all about, you got to have your own, you got to work. and provide for your kids. You know, it was definitely, to me, it was a lot more on the 50-50 side. And then the way social media came about and changed and all that. And it's just like, I think a lot of women are in our generation. I think that like we appreciate what our mothers have done, but like we also looking at our grandmothers like that look good over there too. You know, we can have a little bit of both. You know, I want to sit down somewhere. Like, you know, I appreciate y'all fighting for our rights, but also like I don't mind being at home cooking for the kids and my husband.
Right.
I don't mind, but also, there's so many ways to get income. So I like, you got like Bitcoin, you got all the people that do just a lot of side hustles that making money easily just online, showing their lives. It's like we can have it all in our
Yes.
generation.
I
Yes.
love that, Sweet Tea. I agree with you. And I have been a champion for that soft lifestyle ever since I entered my own womanhood, maybe like, after college or whatever. I'm just like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta and follow my dreams, and I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna be with my man. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. You see what I'm saying? And honestly, I didn't even think twice about how I was gonna make money. I'm just like, I'm just gonna be paid for like doing me and da 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 da. And it's funny now that because I was early on the internet, like OG internet girly. And so now that the internet is so like mainstream, like primary source of connectivity and things, I'm just glad I bet on myself and believed in myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let's pivot a little bit because we talked about the generational differences, girl. Let's get to this latest episode of Married to Medicine. And we talked about emotions because, like I said, I think with the millennial generation, we kind of have space, whether it's social media, like you can go on social media, I can't stand it, or you can talk, you can air anything out.
Yeah,
online.
I mean, that's what we do, right? We utilize our social media and we speak our minds.
We do.
And we also learn that we're getting paid from it too.
Exactly. Like I remember this girl, she's Gen Z, but she was telling me I wasn't on TikTok because I was just like, I don't like TikTok. I thought it was for kids. And she's a Gen Z girl, and she was like, one thing about TikTok, and she got quiet. She was like, you can talk your shit. Like, okay, I might need to get on TikTok.
TikTok is crazy right now.
It's
I got on live. I said, dang, I had I got on live for the first time maybe a month ago. It was like 2.2 thousand people just like that watching.
Yeah. TikTok's a whole different world, but if you're into digital, I mean, like you got to get with the times. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was being hesitant, but I finally got on there. And I just noticed how, like I said, generational differences. So millennial women, we're a little outspoken. Even in the workplace, the Gen Z people are different. You got boomers who don't say nothing. Okay,
right. They shut up in color. They shut up in color.
You better not. Okay. And then you got Gen X, who's like my aunt. Shout out to my auntie Cheryl. What's up, girl? She's a Gen X girly, and she's just the epitome of that Gen X, like free spirited. I'm just gonna do me. She doesn't really.
That is so true. Yes,
that's how they are. They're more like free spirited. But my girl, Sweet Tea. Now you find yourself one of the only millennials on this cast, definitely as a cast member of this show. And so I find you having a space where you have to kind of, I'm going to use the term stand up for yourself and your voice, while others may be like, that's not how we do things. But it's like generational differences.
Right.
So, girl, tell me about this latest episode with Miss Jackie. Now, I want to put on the record, I love the show. I love all the cast members. I think you all bring such a beautiful, like colorful display of womanhood and across generations because we can all learn from each other.
Right.
Sweetie, what's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Oh. Well, that explains the latest episode.
I'm a Gemini, right.
You had a little ring there, okay. Okay, so tell me, because rewind. I was gonna say Jackie. I know Miss Jackie. Hey girl, how you doing? And she's a Leo, and I'm a Leo too. So I felt she's royal. Okay, we just like that. Like she's a royal lioness. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I know you probably felt like, I can't believe what happened. Like when you watched it back, or even probably seeing how people received it. So without putting words in your mouth, T, tell me about that all of that. Like what went on in
Yes,
your
what led
head
on.
and all of that stuff. Yeah.
So I had dealt with a lot of stuff when I was filming the show. Like, let me
Mhm.
just first say that it was Heavenly and Jackie. I met them at Jackie's first 50 Shades of Pink. They're the ones that really wanted me to be on the show.
Mm.
They came to me asking me to be on the show. At the time, I lived in DC. I was at work for the government, and I was like, "That's not gonna work." And me and Greg were long distance, so it wasn't until I actually moved here and then got engaged. I saw them at the second 50 Shades of Pink, and they were kind of being shady a little bit both times I met them, but and I understand it comes with the territory with some of Gregory's friends or whatever because they are part of the show. But they
Yeah.
were talking to me again about this show, and I finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And when I got on the show, I just kind of felt like it was a lot of mean girl behavior. You know, I
Mhm.
had already been new to Atlanta. I had never lived with a man before. I was planning a wedding. I had started a new job. I was, you know, when I moved here. So I
Mhm.
had a lot on my plate, and, you know, things weren't going well with planning the wedding. And
Yeah.
I was just super stressed. Like, you know, I
Yeah.
work a 9 to 5. So
Right.
to
Right.
film, to get up. So I just felt like, and then whenever I got up to film, it was just like, it was a bunch of like mean girl behavior. And I was really disappointed in some of the antics that they were doing. It was just kind of like, why are you trying to make me feel comfortable when, you know, this is a very intimate moment in my life that I'm sharing with you all. I even threatened to not even invite them to the wedding. So it
Gotcha.
was just like, you
I
know,
saw what Heavenly wasn't invited technically, but then she ended up coming anyway. We saw that on this season,
right,
right?
right. She got
Mhm.
denied. Actually, my wedding planner, he told her she couldn't come, and then
Mhm.
it's crazy. She still came because they didn't show, but right before I went down the aisle, I saw her in the lobby, and I told her I was gonna kick her ass. You know, because I was upset with her because she was talking crap at the bachelor
Yep.
party,
And we
and
saw that. We saw that on camera.
right, and then they flash back this past episode that aired that Jackie, you know, had some comments as well. But there's a lot of things that y'all don't see behind
Yeah.
the scenes. Like they may not show it then, they might flash back, they may not, but they might not even
Mhm.
air it. But regardless of what they show, you mad as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know, regardless they don't show, it's just like I'm gonna be my authentic self. And Jackie had made some comments, and I just felt like honestly, I felt like I was being humiliated 2 days prior to my wedding. And, I felt disrespected with the little girl comments. My husband's old and all that. So I was like, well, if he old, you old. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? If he old, your ass is old and you older.
Okay.
So it was just
Yep.
like, this is what that's the type of energy I was on. Cause I don't bother nobody unless you come over here.
Right.
So, so it
Right.
was just like, I got so tired of all the BS because my husband asked me not to start anything with his ex because, who wants that?
Yeah.
Who would
Too
want
much.
that? But
Yeah.
and then also that was old. That was old news. I
Yep.
came afterwards. Why would we just randomly have beef?
Right.
So
Right.
it didn't make sense. And I was just trying to control the narrative and tell my own story.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we got to Hilton Head, South Carolina, I didn't know what was going on. At first I was like, why don't y'all want to go to Hilton Head? I'm confused. What's wrong with it? I didn't know anything about it, but I was like, what's wrong with going out there? What's the
Yeah.
problem? They gasping and all that. And we're worried for Jackie, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, y'all worried for Jackie, and Jackie, why are y'all worried for Jackie? Jackie, she didn't give a damn about making me feel comfortable. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I was feeling the way I felt. And by the time we got to Hilton Head, and then it was like everybody is like, oh, show her more compassion. I was
Yeah.
like, so, okay, so what about me? Like,
Right.
to me, it's hypocritical for you
Yeah.
guys to be showing her more compassion, but didn't give a damn about how I felt. And
Right.
Jackie also did not give a damn about how I felt either. So,
Mm-hmm.
they were all talking to me like, oh, give us a chance, put your big girl panties on, stuff like that. And I'm like, no, fuck that.
Not right now.
I was like, no,
Yeah.
F that. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
was just like, give us a chance, and you got to put your big girl panties on. So I was just feeling disrespected
I
constantly.
feel you.
So by
And
the
I
time, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So by the time we get there, I'm like, this is what Jackie's tripping about. You can't go to a whole city that your husband cheated on you with another woman 7 years ago, And
Mm-hmm.
here you are bringing up some stuff that happened a few years about Gregory, but you like, it's just like, come on now. And what good does that do for me, in my
Right,
marriage?
right,
What
right.
good does that do? And I just felt disrespected. And we got there and I'm like, so you telling me you ain't gonna go to the Atlanta airport if he was caught cheating there? That doesn't even make sense. So you can't go to whole. It's just, I was calling BS. I was like, I don't want to
Yeah,
hear all this. I don't care.
you
So
weren't
when she
feeling.
was telling me baby girl and this and that, and she reading
Uh-huh.
her resume, like I'm like, you can't equate your character to your career. Like
Yeah,
those are two different things. Like you can't be reading off your resume to me. Like that's
right.
important. This is what you did. You didn't give a damn about how I felt. So
Mm-hmm.
now, fast forward, like now you poor me. Yeah. I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear it.
It was definitely the context was needed. And I thank you, Sweet Tea, for like sharing the context because like I said, I watched you since day one. From day one, while you came on the show, I was like, okay, they trying to eat her for breakfast on every episode. And I'm
Right.
like, and I've experienced that. Well, we'll just say women who are in spaces with women of different age groups. Like, there's gonna be a little bit of shade, a little bit of like trying to keep you in a child's place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it does take a certain level of maturity within yourself to be like, you know what, I'm not taking it, or you know what, I don't
Right.
want to be treated like whatever because of my age or because of what you think of me. And it's so crazy because like they are loyal to each other, right? They're loyal to Miss Jackie because they've been on the show for over a decade, well, almost a decade. Like they got history, all this other stuff. And then even your husband, I'm sure they're all friends or whatever. So you kind of found yourself in a rock in a
We're
hard
in a
place
hard place.
because
Yeah.
you didn't have nobody loyal. Well, of course, your husband. I'm saying like it was a group versus like your particular voice in that moment. And like you didn't have like any like loyal supporters, like your twin sister, for example.
Right.
If
Right.
she was there, y'all both could have, you know what I mean, like
Right.
protected
Right.
your energy and your innocence. So I just was like, dang, I didn't want to see it go down like that. But like I said, it's good. I'm all about finding your voice and being heard. And so sometimes it got to come out like that. Like I've been the
Yeah.
villain before, and it just be like that, you know?
Yeah, I had been nice. I really had been nice and just calm, cool, collect most of the time. And it was, but there was times like I got into Phaedra for, they didn't show that, but I definitely got into Phaedra.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of who you are and where you come from, anybody
Yeah.
can get it as long as you got breath in your body. That's
What you
how I
say?
feel.
You stand on business.
As long as you got breath in your body, anybody can
Yeah.
get it,
Yeah.
and I even gave it to Heavenly, but like, you don't get to tell the story,
Yeah.
the editors will do that for you. Whatever they want to do with it, they gonna do,
True.
so you have no control over your likeness and telling your story. Like, they
True.
gonna tell it for you, they gonna edit it here and there,
Right.
but
Right. And get the people's facial expressions like,
you're right,
you know.
right,
So in hindsight, now that the show aired, because like I said, I'm on Twitter. I saw the people like, "Ooh, I can't believe Sweet Tea did that."
I
Like,
know,
what was
right?
she thinking? I can't believe it. So, like, in your opinion, now on the record, I'm not gonna. There are no regrets, but would you have handled that situation differently now that it was edited and put out, or you standing on business about how it went down? Like, what do you think?
So I look back on it and I said this at our last, like I think it was like at the dinner, but they didn't put it in there though. I can say that, but I said that it's the way it came out was wrong, but I had enough, and I said that I should have said yeah, forget you, but it came out the other
Mhm.
way, and I was like, but I meant what I said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I meant what I said, but it could have been packaged up. But I think I had just had enough of the
Yeah.
bullshit, and I just
Yeah.
was like, I've been so nice and all that. So now it's just like, you know what? Nobody's to explain to me. There's no chain of command. I don't care that I'm a new
Right.
castmate. You're gonna
Right.
respect me. And when I was
Right.
doing it nicely, I had been body shamed. I had been talked about my marriage, judged in like how I met my husband. I
Mhm.
had, it was a very sensitive time. Like, I was belittled with my career because I can't talk about it. So I was like, no, hell, even with my endometriosis, I was
Yeah.
laughed at. I needed surgery at the time. I wasn't feeling good. And I was just like, you know what, and this,
Yeah.
what, I'm tired of it. Yeah.
Right.
And it came out that way.
And I feel like that was some good tea for the show, right? Because it just gave a different element. Like I said, when you first came on the show, I was tuned in. Like, we got us a young girl, we got a peer. Okay, millennial wives, let's stand up,
I
guys.
know, right?
Let's go. Let's show them that we do get married. We are here, we're present, we're not just career focused. We know soft life, we know how to be submissive and cater to our husbands. Like,
Right.
you know, we know the rules to the game, but we really just rewriting some of those rules. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think honestly, it's really just it's girl code. You know, I've been in that situation, but it's like you gotta sometimes pay the little dues, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're new. It gave very much so sorority energy. I'm not in a sorority,
Yeah,
but
me
it
neither.
gave that energy, like, you know, you're new here. We're gonna kind of like make sure you know the game. Yeah, like knowing how this thing go. You know what I'm saying? But I think you handled it well. You did what you had to do for you and protecting your sound and your voice, because I encourage all women, I don't care who, what, when, where, why. You have to find your own voice and be heard, because, you know, you can find yourself in the midst of a noise, an echo chamber, right? And thinking like, that's not what I think. But then you're doing it, what everybody else doing, because it's popular, you know?
Right. And see that I go against the grain, and I kind of just move to the beat of my own drum, because that's just how I was raised. I'm not a follower and all that. And, you know, I had been in the military, and, you know, I liked it here and there, but this is not what this is. When I come in here, y'all gonna respect me regardless. So nobody, like I said, nobody explained to me what the chain of command was, but like to me, regardless.
And you didn't watch the show either, right?
No,
so
I didn't know. And I think that Toya wanted me to do the homework to watch the show, and I didn't, because she's like, well, you would have known this if you would have watched the show. And I'm like, you know, I think that if I would have watched the show, I just wouldn't have been on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wouldn't have done it. But like what I wanted them to understand is, like, even though me and my husband have an age gap relationship, this is an age gap friendship. You guys are not superior. You guys are my peers.
Right.
We are peers together. And there's a lot of things that we can learn from each other, because I've worked around doctors. This is not my first rodeo. I was pharmacy tech in the Air Force. And you know, I worked in medical billing, I worked in toxicology. I've done a lot of things in the medical community. And you know, being in the Air Force, working around medical technicians and doctors, this is just not, you know, like, this is not the military. Like, we are just students. So I just felt like at a certain point, you're gonna respect me, like, just like my husband knows, before you walk in this household, you better hang that white coat up at that door. We don't do that. And in this friendship group, that's how it's gonna be, because there's no rules to life. And you're not gonna try to break down rules because I'm on your platform. No, you're gonna respect me. This is reality TV. That's what you're gonna get.
Exactly. And you're there for a reason, you know, like, you're there for a reason. Like I said, you brought a very new energy, new perspective, and you know, the viewers appreciated it definitely. And I think it's a good change of energy and direction. Even seeing some of your girlfriends on the show, like, just new young faces, and everybody like, you know, like, I think I follow one of your friends on social, and I'm just like, it's good to see these new faces. You know? So shout out to you, Sweet Tea, for bringing your girls with you. You like, y'all come to the show, y'all come film with me.
I want my girlfriends to come more, you know, be in more scenes with me, and because I'm new to Atlanta and trying to get acclimated, I'm hoping to meet a lot of more wives and women in the medical community, because I'm looking to come up with my own nonprofit eventually.
Nice. I love to hear that. Now, Sweet Tea, before we wrap, I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, going back to soft life, being properly loved. What are some, let's just say 2 or 3 things that make you feel loved, and not necessarily in your marriage, right? So let's talk about self-love and self-care. What are some things that you do to really pour back into yourself? Because I'm a very strong advocate of energy. So, like, if you don't love yourself to a certain level, you can't attract a man that's going to love you how you want to be loved. And I think in the Black community in America, we are, and I'm affirming this, we are shifting from the toxic love stories, like, you know how that is, to healthy, healed, loving stories where the woman is taken care of, the man is taken care of, and it's just a different perspective on relationships. But I think that starts within. So, Sweet,
Mm.
tell me about some things that you do to like pour back into yourself. You had a stressful time. Girl, you on TV now. You a reality TV star.
Wow.
Probably hear stuff all day long about you and what you did.
Yes.
So how do you like pour back into yourself and like show yourself some love?
Honestly, I'm still working on that because
Mhm.
I just been so busy lately, and we just wrapped up the reunion. But one thing that I'm going to do is getting massages,
Mhm.
traveling, because I just love traveling, and I'm realizing, you know, as I'm evolving as a woman, like
Mhm.
I don't require a whole bunch of things, like just going sightseeing, hiking, just,
Yep.
change of scenery, like I'm starting to value more things, like life is slowing down. I'm like, you know what? I really just enjoy, like I was sitting in Mexico with my husband, and I was drinking tea, and I had like a really pretty view. And I was like, you know what? This is all I need to reset
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need to reset myself. And my sister's actually coming tomorrow. We're going to the spa, having a
Nice.
spa day. My twin sister and my friend, and just having a good time, doing the things that I love to do. Like
Mhm.
something randomly that I love to do is like just going to go karaoke. Like just watching people, and people sing and perform and
Yeah.
all that. I really enjoy that, and I just be people watching, and I'll get up there and do my thing too. I can't sing now, but like I just be doing anything that I love to do, regardless of
Yeah.
like what people think about it or whatever it is that I want to do. I'm going to go do.
I love it. Yes, sweetie. I'm the same way, girl. I prioritize myself. Okay. And because if you don't prioritize your own self-care, self-love, you're gonna come into your relationships, not just your marriage, but at work, with your friends. You're just not gonna be who you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, girl, I've definitely since 2020, I have become like a self-care expert, if you will. And for me,
Ooh.
it kind of starts at the top. So my crown, girl, I gotta keep my
Hmm.
hair done.
Yeah.
Girl, if my hair ain't done, I'm done. Like I am a whole
You
different
ain't going
person.
nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm mad. I'm feeling like sad. And my husband, like, gee, you probably need to just get your hair done. I'm like, right. Now I need to figure out how I'm gonna get my hair done. Like it's a whole episode. Shout out to hair by shoes. ATS should do my hair. And like I love getting my hair done. It makes me feel so royal. It makes me, and it's
Yes.
something else they don't talk about. But now we're both married, so you could probably relate to this. Like there's something about being cute all the time. When your husband is here, like looking at you, like
Yeah.
of course I'll wear certain things, but it's like I be wanting to feel pretty all the time because it's like I have this
Mhm.
reflection, which is my husband, which is also me looking back at me. And so I definitely got way more intentional, even during the pandemic. Like I found ways to keep it cute at home,
Okay.
so I could feel good because like whether you leave the house or not, the day arrives, right?
Yeah, that's
You are
true.
in the day, whether you like dressed up or in sweats all day, like that's gonna be your day. And so
Yep.
now I am dramatic, but whatever. I like to set my own stage for my day. So I'll always put on a little, something on my
Still neat.
face, comb my hair, and at least try to match or have something nice on.
Right. And I've been more
Because
intentional about that myself too, because I was
Mhm.
like, before I was like, I have his big t-shirt on or whatever, my
Yeah,
but now like I'm starting to like I have a lot of cute like sets to put on now. I like, okay, it's a
good.
cute little set. I like to keep my hair done too. Like I'll be getting
Yes.
my hair done at least every 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then like, my nails and all that. And I make sure I have dinner ready because I work from home. So I
Hmm.
make sure, I can have dinner ready when my husband gets home. And if I don't get dinner ready, I usually will go pick up something. But I like that's one thing that I always try to make sure he always has food on the table
Yeah.
when he gets
And
home.
I saw him on one episode. I think you were like making, I don't remember what you was making, but he was like, I'm
Spaghetti.
hungry. You were making, I think, chicken and something.
Oh, chicken adobo.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a
I was like,
Filipino dish.
and that's funny because I brought this up with my husband. One thing about the generational differences, see, me and my husband, like, we're more plant-based and vegan, and like we
Oh
eat
yeah.
different kind of food. But I was like, oh, that's a grown man. Like he's an older man. He probably wants some pork chops, macaroni and cheese,
Look,
collard
you.
greens. He
He
wants
do.
he want all that country, good Southern cooking. And I'm like, oh, he was, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Look,
I can't
that's
cook
how
like
he
that now.
is. He is. Cause I've been trying to get him into the vegan and all that. He's like,
Yeah, or just health conscious. Yeah,
I
he
made
probably
pork
ain't trying to hear
chops,
that.
squash and onions yesterday and
Yep.
rice.
And that's the generational differences. I joke about it. We had our family reunion. It was we had our 99th family reunion last year, and the millennials planned it. I didn't plan it, but like my millennial cousins planned it. And you know, all the elders are there. Girl, they didn't have no pork. My uncle was so mad. He was like,
I
"Where the pork at?"
Oh, I know he was. Oh
It
my
was
God.
all the OGs was like, I guess, but y'all need to make sure y'all had that pork next year. So I thought of you, and I was like, as a millennial woman, not to say that all millennial women like this. It really just depends on who you are, how you know how you do run your house. But I was like, oh, that man probably wants some food, you know.
Oh yeah, I cook all the time for him, and he always does.
Uh-huh.
But I try to introduce him to new things. Like I made like one day I made like some salmon tacos, like purple cabbage and stuff like that,
Nice.
and cilantro. I have made some different things, or
He
I
liked
try to.
it. He enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, he loved it. Oh yeah,
Good.
like I try to introduce him to just new stuff, and I did red snapper one day. I put him in the oven. Try to come up with
Nice.
healthy things. Like we love chips, so now I'll be like, okay, baby, the baked chips, you gotta have that because I gotta keep
Yeah.
him healthy, you know.
Right.
So
Right. And
make sure he has a green vegetable.
yeah, and it's kind of like our responsibility once you do, you know, get in marriage. It's a whole different ballpark, and so I
Yes.
definitely feel you on that. And one last comment before we wrap: any advice? Because again, I want to talk about soft life. I got my girl Sweet Tea. She's on a show, Married to Medicine. If you're not familiar, just go to Bravo and check it out. They got plenty of seasons now. I think 10
Yes,
seasons.
10 seasons.
And Sweet Tea joined the cast this past season. So shout out to you. Congratulations, because girl, it's a big deal. Like, let's be honest. I think most of us want to be on TV. So it's fine that you're on TV and you're like showing yourself and standing up and just being seen like that. It's a big deal. Like, I know it might not feel like it maybe when you're filming, but we need these kind of images, and it really means a lot for like everybody watching. So thank you for sharing your story with us, because you know you ain't have to do that, you know. So I really appreciate it. And like I said, before we wrap, anything you want to share before we go? Like anything that the viewers like, I don't know, can you say if you're going to be on next season? Is that like classified information?
That's right now it's in the air. I will say they want me to come back for next season. They do.
Okay.
I would just say that, like, you know, although people think that they know reality TV, you never know until you in it. You never know. Like, you know, you think that you know someone's life and all you see is little snippets and clips, and you're filming a long time and they condense it. You may film for 3 hours, they condense it into like a 5 to 7 minute video. And it's just like, they don't cover it all. So I just want people to be mindful, like, you know, it takes a lot to courage to get on a reality show and be open and share your life. And then one day, boom, when it finally airs, like, it's like, whoa, you know, it's new for me. Just like, you know, when people are watching it, it's the first time I'm watching it too. So it's just like, that ain't how that happens. But I just want people to be mindful of that. And also just remember to go after what you believe in. Like, I know that just sounds like so cliche, like people say that, but like really, you know, closed mouths don't get fed. And, you know, you can pray, but, you know, there's no prayer is no good without any action behind it. So like, you know, whatever it is that you want to do, write it down, you know, start making moves to get to that goal. You know, women, don't be afraid. Ladies, don't be afraid to talk to the guy. Like, you know, all you got to do is say hello, and he got you from there. That's it. Even in person in a bar. Don't be out with a whole bunch of group of friends all the time. Like, you know, onesies, twosies. You know, me and my friend used to have a little game plan when we go out. You know, like I would, you know, she would be over here in the one side of the bar, I'll be on the other side. You know, when we out. And, you know, it was easier for men to approach you. So, you know, a lot of women now are looking for husbands and all that. And it's hard out here. Okay. So I just want the ladies to know, just go after what you believe in. Ignore there's no playbook to everything. Just, you know, be yourself, you know, because if you got to lie about yourself and all that, you know, he's not going to be interested. Like, you want someone that really loves you for you.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, sweet tea. I really appreciate it. And I echo everything you said. Like, life is a game. You are the player, though. Like,
You
it's
are the player. How you want to play
your
it?
controller. Like, no one else is controlling you. Nobody's gonna come. Just it's you. You are in charge of all of your reality and what you want to manifest and bring into this world of yours. So be intentional. Love yourself. If you need help on self-love, go to YouTube, go to my blog, it's so many resources out there. There's really no excuse, but the world, the planet itself, because I'm into so much, but like cosmos, the earth, the planet is ascending. We're going to a higher frequency.
Yes.
And everything is about love now. And I know a lot of people don't like that, especially y'all love haters out there. Y'all just hate love, you hate people together, you hate this. But I got news for you. Your days are numbered because now the earth itself is tired of all the hatred and toxic.
Yes.
And Mother Earth said, you know what? I'm all about love. If you ain't on the love frequency, then I ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay. So partner up, get in you, get in friendship, even as love, like friendship, loving your friends, and really just bringing more love into your life. And so that is the message. And I'm so happy to have this conversation with Leticia, sweet tea Lunceford. When is the next episode, Aaron, for people who are not aware?
So Married to Medicine's next episode, this will be episode 13, will be airing this Sunday at 9 p.m. on Bravo. This is going to be a really good episode. And then we have another one. And then after that, that's when the reunion is going to roll out.
Nice. All right. We're going to be watching, We're going to be watching. Now, again, thank you so much for your time. And again, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am Goddess Giselle. And today we had a conversation with Sweet Tea from Married to Medicine. And if you like what you're watching, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.